Hey, and welcome back to a very foggy Chops garage. What have we got going on today? Let's get started. So first up we have the Cougar back. This Cougar we sold, what did we sell this? 7 months ago I think it was. And it had a water leak after about 5 months or so. If you saw the previous video, I got it in, dropped down to Moores. They did a full sort of sealing on it. And then we doused it with water and we jet washed it and we poured hose over the top and we couldn't find any water coming in at all. Well, since then the customer's still getting a leak. So I don't know what's up. We've, I think they sealed behind here. What else did they do? They took the blocks out either side. So I think the only things we've got left is the top light here, the rear lights here possibly. We need to seal behind these. So we'll get that done. You can hear in the background my Voxel Antara is, it's just stopped. It's got a fan running after you shut the car off. Plugged the top don in, my Artidag 600, and it's come back with an air conditioning pressure sensor. So I don't think the two are unrelated. I think it must be something to do with that. So we'll have a look into that and get that sorted hopefully. We're going to drop the mocker down to Moores and find out what they think the water loss issue is before we go too far with it. Bit of a drama with this car yesterday. Best Petey, he locked the keys in the car. So I have all my keys on a big bunch because I take them away every night. He threw them on the passenger seat of the car, hopped in, put the key in the ignition, turned the car on, closed the door, came back to it and it locked itself. So that was a big drama because we had some people here, luckily traders, looking to get cars away. Only way I could get in, obviously I wasn't filming at the time because it wasn't entertaining at the time, it was rather worrying. But we managed to wedge the top of the door open and get a airbag in there, pump the airbag out until we had a bit of a gap, and then I used copper pipe to pull it out, the key out of the ignition, because there was no power in the car, the battery was flat. So we couldn't just do the electric window, so I had to pull the key out of the ignition. It dropped on the seat, and then I managed to, Pete actually in the end managed to hook it out with the copper pipe and pull it through the gap. So this morning I've had a second key cut for that at £150. Keys are so expensive now, £150 for a second key, so we've got a second one just in case the same issue should happen again, and we're going to rearrange the key thing. But my golden rule is I always leave a window open on a car if I've got it running. I never leave it with the door closed because so many cars will lock themselves now. So that was a little bit of a drama. PT is in today. 2 seconds, phone's ringing. Subscribe, we've got one of our prizes, one of our top don prizes. Unfortunately I'd already used it in a demo and it meant the code on it was bound, so we're just going to get him a brand new one sent out. So PT is in today. He is at Valeting, the little Mazda 2 that we spent all that money getting MOT'd on, and then we'll be. I want a photograph today, but as you can see the mist is terrible today. Photographs won't be great. I've got quite a number of cars to photograph. Like I say, over Christmas I let everything lapse. What have we got in? We've got the Peugeot we got in from Joe. He's actually sold already, so that is going off somewhere. And the Ford Focus I haven't done anything with yet, but I think we might let Mike from Wales have the Ford Focus. Just taken this in part exchange against the Alfa Romeo that went out this morning, the Alfa Romeo Giulietta. It's a 2008 Avensis 2.2 diesel, I believe, or is it, no, 2 litre diesel. And unfortunately it's had an MOT and it's going to need a lot of welding, so we just gave scrap money for it because it's not really something worth getting into, which I know is going to upset everybody. Its engine and mechanicals are great, it drives great. Well, it doesn't drive great, it needs suspension as well I believe, but it's actually a really clean car, and the guy's had it for a donkey's age. Never let him down mechanically, but he knew it'd get to a point where the MOT would cost too much to do, so he opted just to leave it with me, and I've just given him £150 for it, which is what the scrapman Mark has agreed to give me for it as well, and off it will go. Yeah, I think it's something, there is some bodywork as well. There's a big old crease along the door here. But this is the thing where the mechanicals of the cars are outlasting the bodies now, aren't they? Because especially this kind of stuff, because they just don't undercoat them well enough, do they? If you do have like Toyota, Nissan, Mazda, it is worth getting the underside all done, wax oiled up. Obviously get it cleaned off first and get the rust treated, and then get a wax oil, because like I say, the mechanicals will last forever. The only thing they die on is the rot. And I've been burnt so many times now on this kind of price point of car with huge MOT bills, and what's it really ever going to be worth retail wise? So yeah, that's off to the scrap man. They might think, you got it sat next to a 2007 Ford Focus, but like I said, I'm going to probably trade the Ford Focus out, and that actually has a new MOT on it. Although it does have, I think, some front subframe corrosion on it, but nothing on the body side of things. This thing, I think you'd have to look at the MOT, but I believe it needed loads of suspension as well as rust doing on it. So again, we'll just trade that one. I wouldn't probably get involved in doing retail on that one. Anything else changed in stock wise at the moment? Little Yaris that I got from Theo is re-cleaned from me driving it back, and we're literally just waiting for the good weather to photograph that, because that's got a long MOT on it. It's all ready to go. It drives beautiful. The condition is lovely on that, so we'll get that photographed and up for sale today, hopefully, if this weather breaks for us. Our Ford Focus back from Moors. Ford Fiesta back from Moors. This is the Ford Fiesta ST. Now, many of you noticed when I first showed this car on video, I hadn't noticed it, but the front wheel was ever so slightly further in that direction against the rear wheel arch. So I took it down to Moors and asked them to check it out. Turned out we had a hub that had a bit of damage to it. So we put a new hub on and it's all come straight again. They've redone the tracking on it. I've driven it. And yeah, driven it back up here, and it's pretty scary, to be honest. It's been mapped. I was looking for a standard one ideally, but it turns out this one's been mapped, and you can tell because it wants to wheel spin in the first 2 gears if you put your foot down hard. It is a very, very quick car, this ST. Very quick car. So now we're just going to get it valeted, get it up for sale. The only thing that worries me about selling a modified car is the kind of people that can buy them. If it's a younger person who's not sensible, they could burn out the clutch quite quickly on something like this, couldn't they, I imagine? I know they've got a good following. It'd be a great track day car for someone, wouldn't it? But obviously you can still use it as a daily. It seems to be pretty clean and tidy around it elsewhere, and the mileage isn't unreasonable. So we'll give it a clean up, we'll put it up for sale, and we'll see how we get on with it. But it isn't really the kind of thing I really want to be retailing and warranting, because like I say, you're selling a car that basically is encouraging somebody to thrash living daylights out of it because of the performance, and that comes with a raft of associated problems, doesn't it? You can see there the rear arms are completely crusted up and rotten on the subframe, so both those need replacing underneath the car. So we've got the, on the back, sorry I haven't given us any context, we've got the Avensis on the truck, and I thought I'd just have the opportunity to look while we were here to show you why this isn't something you can get into. And the front here, it's all looking a bit, oh, can't really see, it's getting for this angle. The front subframe's pretty darn crusty there, and it needs suspension as well, like I said. So I just don't see an out on this car, to be honest, guys. So number one Southwest delivery man is here again. Adrian, once you get past Bristol, he's rubbish, but in the Southwest, he's fine. No, as a legend, he's done a great little service today. He's dropped the Nissan Note off to our subscriber's mum for her car, because he was down King's Kerswell, and then this little car from a subscriber's mum was in Paynton, so it was picked up after dropping off the Nissan Note. It is a lady was very unfortunate, so I could use her name, so I won't. A lady was very unfortunate to get the car and show me the car. She had to come from underground parking, and she unfortunately scraped it as she brought it out, but I said no worries, it's only a corner, it's an easy paint, I won't chip you for that because I can do that myself here. It is a little Peugeot 107, which is a nice little popular car of ours, but the most important thing with this is I think you already know, if you watch the channel too, you know what the most important thing with this is the fact it's got an automatic gearbox, and it is in fantastic condition inside and out, because this car has covered how many miles, Adrian? Sorry? How many miles has this one got on it? Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, he's not sure. He's no help at all. I'd forgotten. I thought he would remember. So you can see how clean it is under here. It's mega low miles anyway, if I remember rightly. Yeah, a little bit painted on both the corners. A bit of discoloration or something going on with the paint there, so a little bit of paint to do, and it's worth doing because what was it? 13,000 miles. Woo! Look at Adrian's loving it. Who wants an Evo when you can get a 107 with 13,000 miles, eh? There we go. It's got a lot of crud on the front of it, obviously from driving along. We'll get it off and give it a clean up and have a look see. So yeah, bits of paint to do on it. I can't remember what the MOT situation with it is. All the tyres look very good. Yeah, Mum just lost her confidence driving, and your daughter got in touch with me because she watches the channel, said would you be interested. So yeah, I bought it a bit blind, didn't really have any, I think I got one, yeah, I got one or two photos later on it, didn't I, just to show me that bit of damage. Yeah, what brand are those tyres on the front? Probably doesn't matter on this, it's got all of about 70 horsepower, isn't it? So yeah, we'll get it off the trailer and have a little look see, but Mega low mileage little 107. Be interesting to see how quickly that moves, because obviously the price point of it's going to be quite a lot higher than the other 107s around here. But someone who likes mega low mileage on a 62 plate, I think Auto Trader, being an automatic, put this at 6.5 grand. And now we'll have people screaming at the screen, but anybody who's watched the channel for a long time again will know that I've had some very low mileage automatics that are sold for every penny Auto Trader said. What do we have? A 2012 Mini Cooper automatic that went for, I think that went for, what did that go for? That went for like 11 grand or something, I think, didn't it? Yeah. But low mileage automatics are crazy money at the moment. Don't forget, if you're looking to sell something maybe as grand as this Rolls Royce, or as random as this Axiom micro car, or indeed anything in between that, get on to www.cgcarsales.co.uk and get a quote for selling your car to Chops. So I think Pete got 3 Weet-Bix this morning because he's been on a mission and he's cleaned 3 cars for me so far. Well, I think that'll be it for the day. I think we're going to have a cup of coffee now and have a sit down because it's been a bit crazy. So VW up, all done, all valeted. We changed the wheel trims out. We painted the wheels black behind, put some different wheel trims on it, which we preferred to the ones that were on it already. It's come up really clean inside. So that one is probably the last one I'll photograph today. If I can get just enough light, I will have to edit the pictures afterwards, get some light in. But the interior's kind of immaculate on that. One I'm really pleased as well, which he's just finished, which I've just, so basically what happens is he cleans them off. I do some of the finishing off with plastics, that kind of thing, engine bay, and then photograph them and he moves on to the next one. So there's a couple here that I'm really pleased with. First up is the Mazda 2, which looks absolutely fantastic. Really pleased with this car. So yeah, we spent a lot of money getting it through the MOT, but found loads of service history in it as well. The interior has come up absolutely mint on it, and the exterior is really good, bar a little bit of oxidation on a couple of the alloys. The exterior is really good. Really nice looking little car. Should probably leave the boots open because we use some wet cleaners on it as well. So yeah, really pleased with that. This Polo that's been sitting in the back for a while, got that out, got that valeted, this 1.4 Polo. It's only on 45,000 miles on a 2012. This thing, I didn't have any idea how clean it is. It really is. If I had to pick one little fault with it, it's just this bump here is slightly out of alignment, but I'm not going to mess with that because I've experienced that before. Probably needs a new clip. But yeah, it is in very good condition, this car. Paintwork wise, it's looking absolutely lovely. That one's slightly out as well. Trouble with modern cars, as soon as you take a bumper off, you get a bit of a gap. His interior's come up, oh, I've locked it. I've got the keys. The interior on it's come up absolutely lovely. Oh, let's find the keys, otherwise I'm just talking. Here we go. There we go. Interior has come up absolutely lovely on this. Yeah, 45,000 miles. They put a Pioneer unit in with DAB radio, Bluetooth, Spotify connectivity, all that kind of good stuff. But the interior on it, the fabrics are absolutely beautiful. So that one's photographed well. That'll go up for sale. Still a lot to rattle through and clean. Got to clean the Stilo. Get that up for sale. Got to clean. I've got the little Yaris to photograph. I didn't forget to photograph that. I don't think I'm going to fit that in today. The Cougar, the Qashqai, we've got to photograph. The Mocha will drop down for the work to be done. Got to photograph the van. So I've got about 5 or so that all need photographing still. I think we've got Craig from Custom Valeting tomorrow, so we'll get him to crack through a few. I've just got hours and hours now of editing and listing photos to make sure they all look their best. We better get this boy a brew before he gets upset. Well everyone, I just want to say a massive thank you for the recent videos regarding the Rolls Royce and the motorhome and the Mercedes we got from our subscriber Adrian. And the positivity in those videos was just fantastic. I think some of you were a little bit too kind for me for popping out to go and see him, but it was absolutely my pleasure. I really appreciate everyone that watches the channel and the feedback and support they give. And it was absolutely my privilege to meet Adrian and chat cars. But I have just had the horrible news that unfortunately he passed away today. I genuinely thought that we had a little bit longer with Adrian, and I was fully intending on going and seeing him again because we just chatted cars, which is the easiest thing in the world to do, isn't it? So his family, thank everyone for their positive comments. They've obviously allowed me to come on camera and let everyone know. Gutted for the family because he was in such good spirits. I really thought we had quite a bit longer with him. Cancer's a bastard, isn't it? It really is. I didn't say before on camera that Adrian spent pretty much all his life as a firefighter. He rose his way through the ranks to the top in firefighting, and it's thought that the sacrifices he made for others is probably one of the reasons that he, his life has been shortened, because early on they just didn't have the levels of protection and so forth going into the environments they're going to that they may have now. So yeah, it makes it especially galling as well, I think. It did tell me that one of the last things that Adrian was talking about was to make sure that it was clarified to me that his Rolls Royce has in fact never had a respray, and you've got to love that as a car guy to the last. And I don't want him up there giving me evil, so I'm saying on camera now, he says that his Rolls Royce has never had a respray. Do have someone come in tomorrow to look at it, but I'm going to obviously be very keen to make sure that it gets a very good home, and I will be prepared to turn people away on this one. It needs to go to someone that's going to love and cherish it as much as Adrian did. So yeah, best wishes go out to the family, and yeah, don't know what else to say really, to be honest.